Welcome back everyone to the topic of the week. And this is the first week that I'm taking my topic of the week video down into my office. I thought it's about time, and here I am. Fortunately, you will be seeing the certificates the wrong way around. So that's because I have it on selfie mode. So I'm going to look at my wonderful face. The topic of the week this week is depression and any other symptom that comes attached to that. Normally, if you are suffering with depression, we tend to also suffer with anxiety. Why do we suffer from depression? It's not like there's this magical higher power that decides you get depression, you get a car, you get depression, you get depression. No, it's not. It's imprints, it's traumas that have happened throughout your life, mainly through childhood. And it tends to be from the ages of 1 to 7, but it goes on. So if you've had a trauma at the age of 13, of course, that is still valid, right? So what is depression? Why do we feel so empty, so lifeless, so lost, so there is no hope, there is no spark of light? And that is what I want to give you back. I want to reunite you and awaken you to your soul's purpose, to that beautiful glow that we have within, because each and every one of us is here for a reason, whether we like it or not. We're not just randomly here on this planet, right? There's a reason why we're here, and we all have a gift. And once we connect to that, and once we release old wounds, old pains, traumas, and a trauma doesn't always need to be sexual abuse in childhood. It doesn't need to be something as physical violence from parents. Of course, that is considered as trauma. But if you, at the age of 6, you were in class and you were speaking up and you started stuttering because you couldn't say the word properly, then, and everybody laughs and points at you, even the teacher humiliating you, that is a trauma. That's very traumatic. And it doesn't matter if someone else has experienced so much more violence and abuse, your pain is as equally painful as theirs, right? So we need to grow from pain. Pain is there for a reason. It's to warn us that we don't do the same things over and over again. If you're in an abusive relationship and your partner keeps abusing you and it's toxic and it's horrible and you keep going back to that person and you keep finding partners that are the same, there is something that you're not doing right. There needs to be a change. We need to end that pain and old behaviors. And sometimes our mind is just so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff, the thoughts, the pains, that it just goes into complete lockdown. It's like your mind is in a pandemic right now. If you are in the grips of depression, then I truly empathize with you. It is not that easy, and the worst thing that you can say to someone with depression is, come on, cheer up, put a smile on your face. We cannot. Of course, we're not just going to cheer up. That'd be lovely if someone with depression could just suddenly, dance around the house and be magically healed. It doesn't work like that. We need to confront what caused you this pain. What is it that caused such a deep hurt, wound, and imprint within you that it's hurting you till this day, right? That's what we need to do. And that's what I do in hypnotherapy sessions. I do RTT. I've started bringing in some energy work in it as well. And we want to release this physical pain as well. So I don't know about you, but I know a lot of clients, and I have a lot of experience myself with depression, anxiety, addiction, the whole shebang. I've had it all. I loved it. I didn't, but I grew from it. That's the beauty, right? We go through trauma, we go through pain, we suffer, and we cling on to these old habits and these wounds and the medication and what they prescribe us. But then once we get to our rock bottom, that's when we start to grow and we see the light, and then you find your truest self. Then you become authentic. Then you grow and everything just seems to align. You meet someone, you find the perfect job, everything just seems to fall into place. And that is what's going to happen if you make that step and you choose in this moment, I want to find out why I feel this way, and I want to have acceptance with it, forgive and let go of the past, and be able to be my authentic self. Because being authentic is actually one of the hardest things to do, especially with social media. We all have, well, some of you may not have Facebook or Instagram or social media. Most of us do. And we post these lovely pictures. Oh, look at me in my bikini, I'm so pretty. Hiding the cellulite. Oh, look at me with my perfect child who was probably having a tantrum that day. That's what we don't see. We're not authentic. We're not allowed to be authentic, because when we are authentic on social media, especially, it seems like, you know, we're playing the victim, and then you always get some horrible comment from some douchebag who can't, you know, empathize or be compassionate with you. So it's very difficult right now to be authentic, but you can be, right? We want you to be free. And why am I speaking about authenticity so much when the topic of the week is depression? Well, that is a big factor in depression, is that who am I? Who am I? Why who is this person? When we have so many wounds, sometimes there's so many different wounds that are triggered, right? One of them is, I'm not enough, I feel empty, I'm worthless, I don't matter, I don't deserve to be happy, I don't know who I'm meant to be, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. Finding your purpose is a huge thing, and I have client after client at the moment coming to me with real serious issues, with real serious problems, and a lot of it is interlinked with finding purpose, and it is obviously something that we are meant to be doing right now. So what do? Me babbling along, I love it. Thank you for continuing watching this video, by the way, and listening to me ramble along week after week. I really appreciate it. And for any new subscribers as well. So what do I do in a hypnotherapy session? Well, first of all, I do RTT, rapid transformational therapy, and it really is very rapid. Normally I do on one topic, let's say we're working on depression or anxiety, I'll do 1, maximum 3 sessions for each issue. I don't tend to do more unless there's been some very serious trauma. But that's why we call it rapid, right? And not only do I do RTT, but I also try and work with the physical bodies. So when we feel anxious, when we are depressed, you may have some physical symptoms, like there is a pressure pushing down on your chest and you just feel like you can't breathe, you feel weighed down. We want to work with that, right? That is a big thing, because sometimes it's not even the thoughts that trigger anxiety. It's not even the thoughts that trigger the depression. It's the physical feeling, then come the thoughts, then come the actual symptom. So that's what I do. The sessions take around 90 minutes to 2 hours. And in that time, we're going to reconnect you with the little you. Sounds a bit woo-woo. It isn't. It's beautiful. And actually, that is my task for you today. So I would like you, when you have a moment, and if you want to, there's no pressure, just a suggestion, to sit down in a safe space, your bed, your sofa, wherever it may be. Close your eyes and imagine the younger you sitting beside you, sitting in front of you, wherever it is that you want to see this beautiful child. You could visualize yourself at the age of 2, 3, 4, up to the ages, whatever it is, but it needs to be a young version of you, a childlike version. And then I'd like you to speak to this little child, and I want you to really, in that moment, become a loving parent. I want you to nourish this child with kindness, with compassion, with empathy, with patience. Speak to yourself, to this younger version of you, as if it is your child. How would you speak to, or your little brother, someone that you adore, and really tell this child everything that you feel it really needs to hear in this very moment, especially if you're struggling. Because it's so easy for us to help others, right? So it's really nice to pretend that our life is great, even though we're suffering, and we can help other people and give everyone suggestions and give our opinions. But when it comes to our own life, we're just so overwhelmed, we don't even know how to deal with it. And that's fine, that's normal. I totally understand. When you do this little task of speaking to your younger self, you're taking yourself out and speaking to a little child that may have not received the love, the kindness, the tenderness, the patience, the acceptance from a grown-up, from a loving person. So that is my mission. That is your mission that I am handing over to you. And I would love you to just give that a go. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter what sex you are. I really would love you to give this a go. And allow the emotions to come out. If you cry, allow yourself to cry. We stop ourselves from crying. Why do we do that? No, darling, don't cry. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't tell your child that. Cry, let it out. Obviously, if they're having a complete mental breakdown and they're throwing everything around the supermarket and you're dragging them out of Lidl, of course, feel free to stop them. But don't tell your child to stop crying. Acknowledge your emotions. You are your own loving parent. That's what I want you to become. So that's what we will also do in an RTT session. And there are a lot of other techniques that I use, and I would love to share those with you. And even if you don't want to work with me, that's absolutely fine. I would just always be here for guidance. If you want to ask me anything, or you'd like to just talk and unburden yourself emotionally, then feel free to send me a message or go to my website, leliahypnosis.com. I've got a lot of things on there. I've got hypnotic audios. They're beautiful. I've got new ones coming up, so I'm very excited to share those with you. I have a new hypnotic audio that I absolutely love. It really, I put so much beautiful energy into this recording, and I can't wait for you to hear it. It is on my website, and it is for addiction, but it can be used for relaxation purposes as well. So feel free to download that because it really is worth it, and it is super relaxing. I listen to it every night. Anyway, sending you all my love, and if you are in the grips of depression, then I am sending you so much light right now and so much self-acceptance, and I just want to remind you that there is a way out, that this doesn't have to be the end, right? There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you one day. And if not, thank you so much for watching me and for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to me speak and ramble on. Anyway, all my love, have an amazing day or night, wherever you may be. Take care. Bye-bye.